Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esports Simulation Week number 9 at Talladega Superspeedway. 3 more points races left to go in the championship. Austin Knight, your points leader, and your pole sitter, Casper Hagelscar, sitting 35 points back from Austin Knight. This is going to be one of the most important 70 laps of these guys' season. That 18 needs to have a great run, and he needs for Austin Knight in that 210 starting back in the 5th row on the inside. He needs him to have a bad race. One bad race for the 210 can put that number 18 machine up to the front of that point standings. So knowing Talladega, anything is possible. Anyone is possible for a win. After 8 weeks, we do not have multiple winners here yet. We do not have 2 people. So we'll see if we get that tonight. Casper Hagelscar starting on the pole for both the super speedway races. And this ought to be a doozy as the pace car brings him around turn number 3. Frank Wade starting on your outside pole. Rusty Camoli on the inside of row number 2 with Wilhelm Layton on the outside. Starting in 3rd, that number 15 Barber Ford machine, Dustin Slater, with Aiden Davis in that number 3 car on his outside. Bobby Leo Moxon, Earl Andretti, Austin Knight, and Eagle Madavi round out your top 10. Eagle in that number 88 Camel powered machine. But coming out of turn number 4, the pace car is getting ready to duck down into the safety of pit lane. There he goes. And it's going to be through the long dog leg to the green flag. Casper Hagelscar starting on the point. Through the dog leg they go, and the green flag's in the air. We're racing in Talladega. Everybody files down to the center. A little bit of side-by-side racing already. It's going to take a lap or so for the draft to catch in. Casper Hagelscar going to choose the bottom. And most everybody is going to the bottom already. Not a whole lot of side-by-side action quite yet. Into turn 3, Frank Wade and Wilhelm Layton working together on the outside. They get shuffled out. Now Aiden Davis is in the mix. Now we're 3 wide racing coming out of 4 on lap number 1. Through the dog leg they go. Casper Hagelscar in the lead. Rusty Camoli in 2nd. And Casper's going to lead the first lap of that number 18 machine. Rusty Camoli and Dustin Slater giving him a great push down on the inside. See Austin Knight down on the bottom. In the 4th spot on the bottom there, running about 6th place right now. And Dustin Slater moves to the outside. He's going to try to make a move on Casper Hagelscar quick. Trying with Rusty Camoli. Rusty gets shuffled out of the mix. And Casper's going to hold on to the lead so far. But he's got that number 69, Earl Andretti, 3rd place in the points right now. Going to the inside of Hagelscar. He needs a couple good races in order to stay up front, but currently sitting on the podium in the championship. And look who's pushing him, that number 210 machine, Austin Knight and Hagelscar side by side through 1 and 2. And we're 4 wide racing coming out of turn 2. Something's got to give. They can't go 4 wide all the way around this track. And if they do, they are absolutely crazy. Still 4 wide. Austin Knight on the bottom. Wilhelm Layton, Casper Hagelscar. And it looks like Dustin Slater up top. Three laps complete, and we are 4 wide racing at Talladega. People being aggressive and making moves. Earl Andretti going to be credited with leading that lap. Wilhelm Layton working that high side. with Eagle Madabi behind him. Lots of action. This draft caught up, and we are back 3 wide. I can't believe they were 4 wide racing for almost 2 laps. That was just ridiculous. But back to 3 wide racing, that is something manageable. That is something we like to see. And Andretti's at the point. Austin Knight running second in that 210 machine. Zachary Taylor looking to the outside of that 210, going to try to make it work with Wilhelm Layton, and it's not going to work, as Brian Delp Jr. is going to take 3rd place over in that number 8 machine. He's going to move out for Rocco Stallone to get in behind Austin Knight. Bobby Leo Moxon making it 4 wide racing one more time. Down the back stretch we go. It might be a trend of what we see. Earl Andretti holding on to that lead though. Making moves. Shuffled Austin Knight out up top. And it seems to be everybody that's trying to move out up top. They're not waiting for any runs. They don't have anything there. Oh, and they're getting loose right there with Patrick Manning in the number 9 machine. He's going to shuffle out to the top. And he's going to fall back a few positions after that wiggle when the number 44 machine pulled out in front of him. Earl Andretti's still up front. He's going to move up top. Frank Wade's on the bottom now below. Move that number 5 machine up towards the front. And pushing him is the rookie Joey Schwind in that green number 50 car. He won in the Mazda Rookie Series, so he's got a 2-week ride here with us this week, and he is putting on a show already so far. See Basher Craven in that number 7 machine running on the inside line. Right behind Dan Harrington in that number 82. And Javier Vasquez in that number 17 machine. As we shuffle the field up, people get shuffled up and fall back a little bit. We see this Earl Andretti, who was just leading, was scored 10th place that last time by. And now that I look at him, I have a feeling he's going to be a lot further back this time around. So if you get shuffled out up top, it's not very good for you. Hopefully you can get back up front, try to make up some points on that number 18 and that number 210 machine. Currently, we got a new leader, number 17, Javier Vasquez. He's going to lead a first lap here at Talladega. 7 laps complete of 70. Basher Craven giving that number 17 a push. He's got Jamie Dobbs on his backside in that number 91. And look, Dylan Herman takes the lead on the outside lane in that number 22 machine. What a move by that number 22 car. Just scored 7th and moves up to the lead on the outside. What a run with some momentum. Zachary Taylor's going to try to do it with Eagle Madabi now. The outside lane's starting to form up a little bit. Oh, and the 24 gets a little loose coming through the dog leg. That's going to shuffle it up a little bit. Dylan Hermanton's going to lead the lap there. Zachary Taylor in second. Oh, and they're touching. 4 wide. Number 91 of Jamie Dobbs and number 44 Rocco Stallone. They're in a door-to-door, beating and banging. You couldn't fit a piece of paper between them. And they all hold it straight, and we're going to stay green flag racing. But that was a little too close for comfort. As the number 91 looks down, and we're almost 5 wide. Is that the caution flag? There's the big one. The number 17, Javier Vasquez, is around. Multiple cars getting damaged in that race. We'll have to go back and see exactly what happened. Javier Vasquez right there at the left side of your screen being pushed by the number 64, Rusty Camoli. Looks like he gets a little loose going through the corner. And we try to get 5 wide. There goes Rocco Stallone. Rocco gets shoved or pushed. We'll have to check a different camera angle on that one. But Rocco Stallone in that 44 machine got sent up the racetrack, which caused a chain reaction. We'll have to take a look at what happened to Rocco there in that 44 machine, because he definitely got some damage in that incident as well. Currently being shown 7th position. And your first caution comes out on lap number 10. And a bunch of cars getting ready to come to pit road. Lots of damage on lots of cars. Jamie Dobbs currently your leader in that number 91 with Dylan Hermanton and Big Dog James rounding out your top 3. And that is going to put a lot of cars down pit road. We'll see how many of them go laps down. We know how that kind of acts kind of crazy. But we'll see. Dustin Sliders in, Wilhelm Layton, Casper Hagelskar's in the pits, Frank Wade, Aiden Davis. Only 5 cars out on the racetrack. Jamie Dobbs, Dylan Hermanton, Big Dog James, Antoine Bernoulli for the 4 cars that did not go to the pit lane after the big one here. Multiple cars pulling off. There's Austin Knight and Casper Hagelskar. Brian Delp Jr. in the number 8 machine, all pulling off pit road with minimum damage. And just like that, everything changes. We now see Basher Craven in that number 7 machine. He's come out in 5th place. Dan Harrington, that number 82 machine right behind him. Wilhelm Layton in that 99. Zachariah in that number 87 machine running 8th place. Fox Highwind in 9th. And Frank Wade in that number 5 machine rounding out your top 10. As we come across the start-finish line, we'll see where your points contenders are running now after that mix-up. As we get the 1 to go signal, 1 more lap to go. Austin Knight and Casper Hagelskar are being shown 22nd and 23rd. And Earl Andretti being shown up in 15th position. So these guys are going to be mid-pack. They're going to have a lot of work to do to get back towards the front of the field to get the most points they can possibly get. You see Russell Shoemaker up there in the number 127 on the outside of Earl Andretti. And CJ Salva in that 222 starting right on in front of him. You see Rocco Stallone pulling back out on the racetrack. He's down in 28th position. I think he got almost the worst of that, other than Javier Vasquez, but he is only 1 lap down. He's going to be the last car on the lead lap, or first car lap down, sorry. And we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. 12 laps complete. If that is a sign of what's to come, ladies and gentlemen, you better put some seat belts on that couch because it's going to be a wild ride. Jamie Dobbs going to lead into the start. Dylan Herviton to his outside. As we get ready to go green flag racing, let's ride in on board with Dylan Herviton and see what these restarts are like on board with that number 22 machine. As you see, moving to the outside of that number 91 is about when the draft starts to take effect. Jamie Dobbs is going to almost clear. What was that? They're going to, people are going down to pit road. Your leaders that did not pit are all now going to pit road. The 87 goes in, Dustin Slater goes in. For some reason, they're going down to the pit road. Frank Wade now in front. Antoine Bernoulli looking to his inside. Aiden Davis in that number 3 machine. And we have got a scattered field now after all of that. 3 wide racing up front. Back a little bit to a second pack, and they are 3 wide racing as well. They're 4 wide racing in the second pack. Austin Nice right in the middle of all that. Your points leader. Back to your leaders, Wilhelm Layton looking to the inside of Frank Wade. We're getting a little spread out, but it looks like that second pack is starting to catch the first one. A lot more cars, a lot more momentum. And Basher Creighton leaving the charge. Up to Aiden Davis's bumper, and he's there. Patrick Manning in the 9 gonna jump on the outside. No help for him there. He's gonna fall back into 3rd, possibly even further, as Aiden Davis is now giving Frank Wade a push with Basher Craven right behind him. Aiden Davis looking to make a move on the outside. No help for the number 3 machine. With Gunny in that number 68 machine now moving up. Might be able to give that 3, but they are not in line with each other. That's not going to work. Gunny looks to the inside of Aiden Davis, who's a lot slower. Now going to go 4 wide racing as we come through the tri-oval. 16 laps complete, and they're shuffling all over the place. Frank Wade running up front. Gunny running that top side, trying to get some run. Not going to work with no help. He's got the number 3, but Bobby Leo Moxon looks to the outside of Frank Wade. That inside line seems to be the place to be. Cody Bullock going to try to give Moxon a push on the middle lane. We've seen it happen before. Dylan Herberton took the lead with the middle lane, so it can be done. And there you see Casper Hagelscar and Austin Knight. Austin Knight looking for the lead. And as they come through the tri-oval across the stripe, Austin Knight is going to lead that lap. Back to the front is that number 210. You see Casper Hagelscar, third in line in the middle line there. Now second in line in the middle line. Everybody seems to be moving up a little bit. But new leader number 210. And we're about to be 4 wide racing one more time. Lap number 18. Austin Knight out front. Berto De Moya giving him a push in that number 96. Then you got that rookie, Joey Schwind, in that number 50 machine. And something happened. Something slowed up with Berto De Moya in the 210. And momentum brings half of the field around them. Patrick Manning going to come up with the lead in that number 9 machine. Everybody recovers and we're back moving. Dylan Herberton giving Austin Knight a push in that number 22 machine as Patrick Manning moves up to the middle lane in front of the number 88 Eagle Madavi. And move that number 210 machine back to the lead. But battling on the outside is that number 9 and 222. Trying to make that outside line work, but with only 3 cars there, not going to have enough momentum against the 8 car lower lane. Eagle Madavi moves up to the point. Frank Wade's there on the outside. Wade, Harrington, and Davis looking to make a strong suggestion in that middle lane, making it work. Frank Wade currently out front. Eagle Madavi with that push of Austin Knight's going to pull it coming out of the corner. We're side by side racing here at Talladega, 20 laps in. 50 more laps to go, and Eagle Madavi falls to the middle, leaving Austin Knight to lead that lap. And while we got these guys all bunched together, we'll give you a chance to go ahead and crank it up. And the caution flag comes out once again. 22 laps in, we'll have to see what happened here. Dunwoody gets in the number 86, Richard Pratchard, and Dunwoody goes around in the number 28 machine. Another 4 wide situation that just didn't work out. Only damage between the 86 and the 28 that I can see. See them roof flaps coming up on that 28, ensuring that it doesn't go up flying through the air. They do their job in that number. Oh, and Doug Britton gets it hard into that 28 and then into the wall in that number 40 machine. Hard contact for him. I believe that's going to put him out of the race. Tough break for that number 40 machine. Looks like Brian Delp Jr. currently being shown your leader. And then number 8 car, Frank Wade in second. CJ Salva in that 222 in third. Wilhelm Layton in fourth. And Joey Swint rounding out your top 5. You see Austin Knight there in 6th, your points leader. But Casper Hagelscar holding on there in 8th place. No, that would be 7th place now for that number 18 machine. And everybody is coming down pit road. Lap 23. Are we getting pit stops this time? We'll have to see here. Is this for tires? Frank Wade pulling on into his pit stall. Sit and wait to see who gets out. We've already got cars pulling out of their stalls. Very quick pit stops. Casper Hagelscar pulls out. He's going to come out second. Austin Knight's going to come out behind a few cars. Not too bad. Casper Hagelscar is going to be 3rd place. Austin Knight down to 12th. That would close up the gap about 10 points. If the race were to finish here, so that shows you how quick Casper Hagelscar could catch him if that number 210 machine falls back any further. The way it stands, if the race ended right now, Casper Hagelscar would gain about 12 points on that number 210, which would put him about 23 points out of the lead, which is very attainable in the next 2 races that we have. So that 18 looking for a very, very strong performance today, and he's doing it, running 3rd currently this evening. Billets and Herventon in that number 22 machine, we know he's been fast all year round. He's been our quick mover a few times this year. And you see him sitting up in the front spot right now. In that Moneyline Ford Mustang. And look at that, as you show, 28 positions gained for that number 22 machine. So he definitely came from the back of the pack, and he is enjoying his time up front. As we come through the tri-oval, I expect us to go 1 to go and get ready to go back green flag racing. We've got 24 cars on the lead lap. Rocco Stallone being the last car on the lead lap. And they do double them up. We're going green flag racing next time by. 25 laps in. And we got plenty more to go. None of our points people have gotten into too much of a problem. But Earl Andretti is currently 1 lap down. So he is definitely going to be losing a few points on these guys once more, unless he can get that lap back. He's got to get by Zachariah Lawton and Dustin Slider in that 15 to get the lucky dog if we were to get another caution. So he's got his plate full, and he's got a lot to work on here in the closing stages of this lap. So we're going to get down the backstretch through 2, 3, and 4, and we are going to go back. Green flag racing. Before we come, the pace car goes down to the safety of pit lane, and it's going to be on the number 22, Dylan Herveden. And he's going to have that number 18 machine, Casper Hagelscar, on his back bumper for the start. And as they hit the loud pedal, green flag is in the air. We're going back racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Everybody shuffling for the bottom as we get ready to get the draft going one more time. The spread out start like this, once the draft does really get full effect, we're going to see a good amount of 3 and 4 wide racing as everybody starts to get runs. And that's something you expect here at Talladega. Casper Hagelscar fighting, trying to get towards the front of that field in that number 18 machine. And he got shuffled out to the outside and is falling back a few spots. Two rookies, the 55, the 50, and the number 222, running second and third on the lower line there. Having a great performance for two rookies here in the big league. As I say that, the 222 of Salva shuffles out to the outside. And leaves it to Brian Delk Jr. and Austin Knight in the 210 to be on that bottom line. And that top line just kind of fizzling out. We'll have to see if it gains any momentum. But currently that bottom line is hooked up. And as we say that, look at that number 33. Dougie Zoom poking his Twinkie's nose into the picture in that number 33 machine. He is not done yet this season. Having a good run for himself this afternoon here at Talladega. You see Gunny there in that number 68 machine right behind Aiden Davis. He's moving his way up through the field as well, up 13 positions from the start of this race. As we know here at Talladega, positions may change quite a bit. There's only one lap that counts, and that is lap number 70 today. Dylan Herveden still out front of that number 50 machine. Austin Knight running third with Gunny running fourth. There's Dan Harrington and Berto de Moya there battling for fifth place. Lots of single file action here up at the front. Lots of damaged race cars. We've got the second pack falling back a little bit. After that big one with Javier Vasquez, we seem to have had quite a few cars fall off the pace now. Four cars on the lead lap. Austin Knight moves to the outside looking to make a move. And they're going to go 3 wide. And Casper Hagelscar passing him down now on the inside. Casper's doing exactly what he needs to do to have a good run here today. And that number 210 is doing exactly what he needs to do to have a good run also. This is going to be a very tight points battle here. But that 210 does need to make a mistake in order for that number 18 to catch up to him here in the point standings. 35 points currently separate them. This and 2 more races to go left in the championship. Get them bunched up. We're back to 4 wide racing down the backstretch. They haven't learned their lesson quite yet. Because we're 30 laps complete here. 40 laps to go. Almost halfway. 2 caution flags. Dylan Hermondon still in the lead in that number 22 machine. Having one spectacular run for himself. He moves out of the way for that number 82 machine. Dan Harrington coming out of turn number 3 or 2. Harrington's going to take the lead. Frank Wade's going to look to his outside, try to make a run, but he's not going to be able to do it. Russell Shoemaker now on the inside behind the number 82. Austin Knight right behind him, and we got a big wreck coming in 3 and 4. There's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. Look to be your rookie, the number 50 machine. Going into 3. Looks like Eagle Madavi tried to stick his nose down. Gets into Jamie Dobbs in the number 91 machine, which sends Dobbs up into the 50, into Herviton. Big Dog James in the 27 got a good note. Antoine Bernoulli gets it. Dougie Zoom, Casper Hagelscar barely getting in there. What a turn of events here, folks. Big Dog James, lots of damage on that number 27 machine. We are getting ready to see if who's coming down for pit stops. It looks like most of the field is coming down for a pit stop. 33 laps complete now. We'll have to see who really got the worst of it. I know Antoine Bernoulli got a good chunk of damage in there. He might be on pit road for a while. Big Dog James in the number 27, he got some damage. He was in there pretty hard. I don't think Casper Hagelscar got too much damage, but we'll have to see what happens. See if he sits in the pits for too long. See Austin Knight pulling out in front of him. And it looks like Casper Hagelscar is now pulling out, so not too much damage to that number 18, but that could have hurt him being up top there when that all went down. Dan Harrington being shown your leader now. Jamie Dobbs, who was involved in that accident, currently second place. Pretty lucky for that number 91 machine. Minimal damage for him. And we'll have to see if anybody comes down pit road right after the green flag flies, like they did last time. That was kind of goofy. So we'll have to see if these guys make any crazy calls, or if they're just trying to stay in the lead lap, or what they got going on. We'll have to see. Take a look at Patrick Manning and Russell Shoemaker in the number 127. Frank Wade rounding out your top 5. Good racing so far. Hard racing. 3 cautions now after 33 laps. Casper Hagelskar rolls out of the pits 18th position. So maybe he got a little bit more damage than what we expected. We will have to see what happens there. See a look at Dustin Slater at number 15 machine. He's running into the pits. One more time to make some more repairs. And we are 1 to go green. Shuffling around in the back. Right as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Dan Harrington in first, Jamie Dobbs in second, Patrick Manning in third, Russell Schumacher in fourth, Frank Wade in fifth, CJ Salva in sixth, Berto De Moya in seventh, Wilhelm Layton in eighth, Austin Knight in 10th, and running out your top 10 is that number 3 of Aiden Davis. Very tight field here so far. See if these guys can hold it together when they cross the line here. We're going to be halfway to the finish. Can they stay green for the last 35 laps? We're about to find out as that pace car brings them out of turn 4 and gets ready to duck down into the pit lane. There he goes down pit road. And the field is in the hands of the number 82, Dan Harrington. He gets on the loud pedal. We're going back. Green flag racing at Talladega. Three wide for the lead as we go into turn number 1. Harrington going to hold the bottom with Manning and Wade. Battle up front between the number 82 machine and the number 9 Manning, fighting on the outside, trying to get a run. Not going to be able to do it. He's going to slip up. And we do have a bunch of people coming to pit road. As I said, they were goofy. We have a bunch of people coming down to pit road for some reason. Looks like Eagle Madavi, Brian Delp Jr., Berto De Moya, Gunny is in there. Antoine Bernoulli's in there. Basher Craven's in. 222, CJ Salva's in. Nez going to mix up the front running order. And look who's there. Austin Knight running in the center of them. Casper Hagelskar currently running 9th. Austin Knight is in 5th. Definitely needs to improve on that if he wants to get anywhere in this championship race. Last thing he wants to do is fall further and further back. He's got Dougie Zoom in front of him in the number 11 machine of Cody Bullock. Racing 3 wide through 1 and 2, trying to catch this pack is not going to do it. These guys are going to have to get single file and catch that draft if they want to get up here and go racing. Frank Wade currently leading in front of Dan Harrington. He made it work on the outside. And there goes some help with the 82 with Schumacher, but he's going to move up. And now we've got open spaces. Who's going to take advantage? Looks like Frank Wade's going to move back to the point with Manning giving him a push. Casper Hagelscar in that number 18, desperately trying to catch the draft off these guys. Doing everything he can, trying to get back in the running, and he is close. Schumacher just jumped to the bottom, and that might help him out as they're getting dicey up front. That's going to help the number 18 machine catch back up to these guys. Throw Casper Hagelscar back into the mix. Austin Knight currently in 2nd behind Frank Wade. Giving him a nice strong push as Harrington moves to the outside. So does Wade. Austin Knight's going to go down to the inside. Coming through the dogleg, Austin Knight's going to be your leader. He's going to move up. That's going to give it to Schumacher in the 127 machine. That bottom line is going to be the line to go to. But Schumacher's going to have it. Dougie Zoom running in 2nd. And then number 33, Twinkies powered forward. Glad to see that accident did not affect Casper Hagelscar too much, as he's back down to the inside. $30 more laps to go now. Schumacher in lead, Bullock in 2nd. Casper Hagelscar and Wilhelm Leighton battling for 3rd. Got multiple little packs of cars around the track due to the accidents. Aero packages are definitely messed up on a few of these cars, so we'll have to check in on some of the other groups of cars here in a little bit. But Casper Hagelscar moves to the front in that number 18 machine, showing that he's still got some power. He's still got some drive in that number 18 car. As he moves up, he's going to get out of the draft, and that Dan Harrington is going to come through, and he's going to lead that lap. Oh, no, Russell Schumacher is actually going to lead that lap on the outside, but now the 82 on the inside is going to prevail as we went 4 wide there through the corner for a second. With the way these guys seem like they're driving, I think it's going to be whoever's in 2nd place coming out of turn 2 on the last lap. It's going to be our winner. Don't quote me on that, but that's going to be my prediction. So we'll see how that happens. But right now, Frank Wade in the lead. Dougie Zoom looking to his inside. Not going to do it. Frank Wade's going to shut the door. The middle line's coming with Hagelscar and Harrington. They've got a nice jump of momentum. Two to 3, it is always going to lose as the number 5 machine prevails, but he's going to move to the outside in front of Hagelscar. Lap traffic ahead. See what happens with lap traffic. They always tend to jumble things up. Coming through the tri-oval, new leader, number 33, Dougie Zoom is going to lead that lap. I believe that might be the first lap he's led all season. And that number 33 machine, good to see him having a great run out front here in Talladega. Wilhelm Layton giving him a push. As we see, I believe that's Rusty Camoli. Slow car coming up. He's going to be on the inside. And he is going to get Bullock, Knight, and Schumacher behind him. He is going to slow them three up. We'll see if he's got the speed to keep up or if they're going to get around him. But currently, Dougie Zoom, your leader. Wilhelm Layton and Dan Harrington trying to battle back on the outside. Wilhelm Layton brings it across the line, your leader. 45 laps complete. 25 more laps to go. Camoli all over the place back there. He is not able to keep up with the speed with these guys. Must have some sort of damage on that number 64 machine. So we'll take a look back at the next part of the field. It looks like Big Dog James and Fox Highwind are going to be leading that field. Maybe not leading it, but they are part of it. There's your second group of cars. We got Dustin Slider, Javier Vasquez, Doug Britton, and that number 50 or 40 machine. Fox Highwind and that number 57 machine running along with them. So that is your second group of cars that we've got on the field. See Dylan Herverton coming back on the racetrack. '22's always got a fast car, but he always seems to be having some troubles. As we go back to your lead pack, Wilhelm Layton still out front, Cody Bullock in second. Dan Harrington looking to take that position away from him. Casper Hagelscar in his bumper. And while we've got a few laps, we'll give you another chance to crank it up. are back 4 wide racing here at Talladega for the lead. Dougie Zoom and Harrington getting real close. We are 4 wide, doing some really crazy stuff right now. Shoemaker in the lead currently in that 127 on the outside. He dives down to the bottom. Gonna make it work on the top of the track. All that momentum lost from running 4 wide, or 127, made it work on the top side, but here comes Harrington and Wade. Wade's gonna make it 3 wide. 50 in, 20 to go. And we've got a couple lap cars. Eagle Madavi, Gunny in that number 68 machine coming up fast, side-by-side racing in front of your leaders. Everybody has to slow down and check up. Frank Wade out in front. Oh, and they're together. They touch. And they keep it straight. No caution flag. That kept it straight there. Nice job by all them drivers involved. That was real scary. That's where both caution flags happened earlier in the race. We almost had another one there. Here back in top 10, 18 and the 210 battling it out in their own little battle. The number 1 machine now. Antoine Bernoulli is in 2 laps down, right in front of your 2 championship contenders. Frank Wade pulling away with this one. 53 laps in. And that number 5 and number 33, Dougie Zoom. He's had some pretty horrible luck this year. He's gotten in wrecks a few times. He's finished in the back quite a bit. And look at what Talladega can do for a driver. It can really let them shine, show what they've done. And he's having a great performance for himself this afternoon. So bravo to that number 33 machine. Wilhelm Leighton trying to make a move on that outside. But we've got your championship contenders battling. Just the 2 of them, their own little battle. With 15 more laps to go. Frank Wade still your leader. Got a bunch of lap cars coming up in front of your leaders. We got lap cars intertwined with lead cars and lead cars intertwined with lap cars. This is gonna get hairy. Currently Frank Wade up front, Dan Harrington in second, and Cody Bullock running third. They have caught a whole mess of cars. Gonna make this really dicey. 4 wide racing with lap cars is your leader, Frank Davis. Leighton and Casper Hagelskar working on the outside. Is that going to help them with the lap cars in front of everybody else? Are they figuring it out? Casper is now up top. Austin Knight moves up top. Your leader's moving up to the top, and we'll see. Is that going to do it for him? Wilhelm Leighton uses the top. He gets into the front position. Frank Wade tried in the middle. 4 wide through 3 and 4. Casper Hagelskar on the top with Austin Knight behind him, trying to get back in front of these lap cars. But Wilhelm Leighton is going to come across the line, your leader this time by. Hagelskar and Knight falling back on the outside, not going to do it for them. They're going to have to pass these guys the old-fashioned way. Time and patience. These lap cars are really mixing up this race right now. Frank Wade moving back to the front in that number 5. Lots of strong power coming out of that Ford Mustang this afternoon, as he's led quite a few laps up here in this race. Casper Hagelskar and Austin Knight now trying the middle lane, seeing if they can make that work together. They look almost more like teammates than they do rivals. They've been working together for the last 10 or so laps, trying to get to the front, and they are pushing Casper Hagelskar towards the front. They've got some help from David Dunwoody and Russell Shoemaker. And they're going to get shuffled up to the top. And they are going to stick together. And they are going to fall back a few more positions together as Harrington and Schumacher get by them. Wilhelm Leighton still being shown your leader. Dan Harrington battling hard on the outside. Russell Schumacher and Frank Wade giving him help as they move to the outside. They're going to allow number 86, Rich Pratchard, to stick his nose in there. Lap car with a little bit of damage on it. Dylan Hermiton right in the way, slowing everybody up. The outside gets away with it. Austin Knight moves up into 3rd. Casper Hagelskar into 4th. Dylan Hermiton in a slow lap car just mixed everything up one more time. The cars on the outside got their advantage they needed and got by. Coming out of turn number 4, coming through the tri-oval, 10 more laps to go here at Talladega. Wilhelm Leighton in the lead, Austin Knight in 2nd. Russell Schumacher in 3rd. Casper Hagelskar 4th, Dan Harrington in 5th. Cody Bullock in that number 11 machine running 6th place. But the top 5 have broken away a little bit. And look at that field just broken up. We were 3-4 wide racing that number 22 machine. Got in the way and spread everybody out. Austin Knight looking to the outside of the number 99 for the lead. Casper Hagelskar is going to go get... No, he's not going to give him help. He's going to make it 3 wide. He's going to try to make it around 210. Seeing some aggressive moves here now with less than 10 more laps to go. Wilhelm Layton still out front. He's got Gunny pushing him. Gunny is running 25th place, 4 laps down. Just a pusher now. As Harrington pulls out from behind him. That number 68 machine is a great buffer between the 99. You'd love to see him stay there, but Austin Knight's going to get his nose down below him. Can he get his nose below that 99? No, he's holding it too close to that line. Casper Hagelscar right behind the 210. Getting ready to come across the stripe. 8 more laps to go here at Talladega. Austin Knight and Russell Shoemaker move to the outside. Harrington's going to move up with them too. Now we've got 3 to the outside, 3 to the inside. Schumacher's going to move way high up in the 3rd line. Wilhelm Layton still got the advantage on the inside. Will Wilhelm Layton take home the feature and give us our 9th different winner, or can Casper Hagelscar pull off a win and become our first 2-time winner? We will have to see. Anybody can win up in this front pack. With 7 more laps to go. That number 99 is holding strong on that inside. Casper Hagelscar moves up, and Cody Bullock's going to move to the inside. Cody Bullock's going to get to the inside of Wilhelm Layton. Move that number 11 machine up front. Austin Knight giving him a push. And Austin Knight's going to get down below him. Austin Knight's going to use that bottom line and move that number 210 into number P1. Oh, he's going to get pushed up with some draft. Gunny's going to bring it down below. Gunny's got Brian Delp Jr. and Russell Schumacher down. Delp Jr. and Gunny are both a lap down. This shuffling is allowing Frank Wade and Patrick Manning to catch back up. They've got some help with that number 33, Dougie Zoom. And these guys are about to be back in the pack. Super shuffling like crazy. Cody Bullock currently in the lead in that number 11 machine. Russell Schumacher looking down to the inside with Casper Hagelscar on his tail. Coming through 3 and 4, Hagelscar moves up, Harrington moves in. We are shuffling and dicing as we come across the tri-oval. 5 more laps to go here at Talladega, and things are really starting to heat up. Dougie Zoom moves his number 33 machine up past all these guys and into 2nd place. Now looking to the inside of Russell Schumacher. 2 slow cars, the number 9 darts up. 2 slow cars slowing things down. Patrick Manning makes a move to the outside, now running 2nd with a run on number 127 for the lead. And he does it. Patrick Manning gets in front of the 127 on the high side with the move around the lap cars. The 3 cars in the lead now, the number 9, the number 127, and the number 82. Dan Harrington trying to make a move on the outside. That's not going to do nothing for him. These guys being all singled out, not single file, is going to allow for that number 18 machine. Casper Hagelscar running 4th to catch up. The lap cars hurt Austin Knight in that number 210 the most, and we're touching, they touch. We're 4 wide, they touch. They keep it going straight, but Gunny and Schumacher get together, going through 1 and 2 in a very tense situation. Ended up keeping it straight, but that definitely killed the momentum for the front pack. As Hagelscar is there, Hagelscar got holed up. Patrick Manning currently now your leader, fighting with Russell Schumacher. We've got cars coming into the pits. We have cars coming into the pits. Casper Hagelscar hits the pits. Dougie Zoom, Dan Harrington, Cody Bullock, Frank Wade all hit the pits. Austin Knight still on the racetrack. What a turn of events. There must have been damage from lap cars and people trying to slow up. Not sure what that was all about. 3 more laps to go. Patrick Manning in the lead. Russell Schumacher in second. Austin Knight running third. Russell Schumacher right on the bumper of that number 9 machine now. And Russell Schumacher's going to the pits. That's going to leave the door open in the momentum for the number 210, Austin Knight. He's going to try to make it work on the outside. 2 more laps to go. It's going to be between the number 9 and the number 210 machine. Nobody else in sight for them to challenge. Nearest car back is Frank Wade. And he is a ways back. He's going to look to the outside. Gunny's going to give some help to that number 9. Austin Knight's going to be on the outside as they come on a turn number 4. The white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Talladega. Patrick Manning leads. Austin Knight follows closely in second. Austin Knight better get down behind Gunny if he wants any chance of catching the number 9 car. Patrick Manning doing everything right tonight. Made that move to the outside of those 2 lap cars to get himself in the position for the lead. And now coming down the backstretch, he's got 1 lap car separating him and your points leader, Austin Knight. That lap car is going to disappear, and here comes Austin Knight with a full head of steam. He's going to get right on the back bumper out of the 9 as we come out of the turn 4. Coming through the tri-oval. Checkered flag is in the air. Your winner here at Talladega is going to be the number 9, Patrick Manning. Austin Knight coming in with a close second. I believe that's his 4th second place finish of the year, that number 210 machine, and that just solidified his spot up front in the point standings. Casper Hagelskar making a very late pit stop, coming through the tri-oval now, trying to make up as much as he can. Wilhelm Layton there right in front of him. We'll see where Casper finishes here as they come across the stripe. Casper Hagelskar is going to come home 9th place. Oh, and they're wrecking! They're wrecking on the last lap. Basher Craven and a few other drivers wrecking on the last lap of Talladega. What a run, though, for that car. The number 9, Patrick Manning, your 9th different winner here in the Esports Simulation League. For everybody here, thank you for coming out. I am Mr. Technicality. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next time.